Hey man, you messing up my house.
How'd you do that?
Whoa.
He did it.
Oh boy. Holy cow. All you have to do is ask.
Alright people, a while back I got a few requests to make a Muzzle Flash tutorial for Cyberlink PowerDirector 11, so I'm giving it to you, alright? Let's get into it. First thing I want to mention, Cyberlink will not let you bring in a clip that is less than, I think that is like less than a second or something like that. So you got a problem if you're doing like a single muzzle flash. So what I did was I went ahead and took a muzzle flash. Let me get rid of that. And I went to Windows Movie Maker, which is free on most Windows PCs. And I took the clip of the muzzle flash and I added another video behind it so that it would be longer than a second. As you can see the muzzle flash right here. If I move my playhead forward, you'll see the little smoke, and then you see another video behind it. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to go right to the position where the muzzle flash ends and the little video starts rolling. Use your step forward button to do that. Once you get it where you need it to be, just go ahead and split that clip. Now all you got to do is delete the back end. And now all I have is the muzzle flash video. Just what I need and want. Nice quick little muzzle flash. Boom. In your face. Alright. Next thing on the menu. We got to make sure that we get this muzzle flash in the correct position. So, on your track of your footage, you want to go ahead and bring the playhead right to a position right before the individual talent pulls the trigger. Alright, now the gun that I'm using is a CO2 gun, BB gun, the blowback. So what that means is that I can tell when I pull the trigger, not just from me moving my finger, but I can also see the blowback on the gun. So if I step forward, you'll see, well, not with all this stuff, but you might have saw right there. There was the blowback. Alright, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back one frame right before the blowback, and that's where you're going to drag your beautiful muzzle flash to. Alright, I don't need this muzzle flash because I already got one down here, so I'm just going to delete this. Now, I'm not going to do like I do on most of my tutorials because this bad boy takes a long time to do. I'm going to show you everything I did, but I'm not going to do each and every little step along the way. I'm just going to show you where I went and what I did. Alright? So, first and foremost, the muzzle flash. We got the muzzle flash in place. Now, first thing we want to do is we want to go to the effects room. And we want to go to style. Once we're under style, we want to drop two effects on top of the muzzle flash. The first one is called Dreamy. I'm going to left click that, drag it right onto the muzzle flash. Then you want to go and you want to grab radial blur. You want to left click on that, hold it down, and drag it right onto the muzzle flash as well. Right, once you got those two bad boys on there, you want to go ahead and do one extra thing. One of the greatest things that you got to do is you got to key out all that black. So we're going to left click on it, and we're going to click on modify. And then we're going to enable the chroma key. Alright, so see, when you enable it, it'll take out the black. But you may notice that when you do this, you still have some black around your muzzle flash. And you don't want that. Alright, you want to get that black off from around there. So you will click save. I'm going to click cancel. And then you want to click on Fix Enhance. Make sure that the muzzle flash is still selected. Click on Fix Enhance. Once you do, you want to click on white balance. Now let me take the white balance off real quick. You see all that stuff around the muzzle flash? You don't want all that. So what you want to do is you want to click on white balance, and you'll have to move your tint from the center down until you no longer see black around your muzzle flash. Beautiful, my friend. Once you're done, just click on this little X and close that out. You're good to go. Now, that's the first muzzle flash. If you got more muzzle flashes to do, just do the same thing with those. Now, we need to add light to our environment because when a muzzle flash goes off, there's light. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on our footage, and we're going to leave the playhead where it is, all right where the muzzle flash starts. We're going to go to Visual, and we're going to go to Spotlight. We're going to drag the spotlight right on top of our footage. All right. Now, what that does a few things, as a matter of fact. Let's go ahead and go to Effect. But what it does is it actually is going to be used to add light that's coming out of the front of the muzzle of the gun. All right, so we can pretty much leave this center because this muzzle flash is right like in the center of the screen. So we're not going to have to move the position. All right, so we're going to click on keyframe first. If you do need to move the position and you need to move your guns, you've been moving your gun around, you can do so by clicking on position here. And then you'll get a little window to move the spotlight on top of the muzzle flash. And of course, you can move your brightness and everything down so it doesn't look like a big old bright gigantic thing when you go ahead and position it. All right. Now, I got my stuff all keyframed out. I'm going to give you an idea of what I did. So you use your step back and step forward buttons, first of all. You want to make sure that your first frame is at the smallest amount so that there's no extra light in the scene. So I brought my width and height all the way down to the minimum they can go, which is 1. And I brought my brightness down to 140. And then I brought my mean all the way up to 255, which will take all of the spotlight out. So there will be no spotlight from this frame to the next frame. So if I go to the next frame, step forward, which is right here, I want to duplicate everything. I want to you can just make sure that you have everything the same. Just add a keyframe for this one, add a keyframe for this one by clicking on this little yellow caret or diamond for the width and the height. The brightness, you want to do the same thing, add a frame, and mean, add a frame here. Now, you're not going to adjust anything at this point because you want no light from this frame to this frame. Now the next frame is going to be where the gun muzzle flash comes out. So if we step forward, now we see the muzzle flash and we see some light that I added. So what we're going to do is move the width and the height up to 30. We're going to move the brightness up to 220. And we're going to move the mean all the way down to 0. And we're going to step forward 2 frames. Might even be 3. Yeah, it was 3 frames. And then we're going to move the width and height back down because we're not shooting the gun anymore. So we don't need that little spotlight coming out of the muzzle. Move our brightness back down to 140 and the mean to 255. And then that's it. You got your little light for the spotlight coming out of the front of the muzzle. All right. Now, as long as we're in here in our keyframe area, we might as well do something else. We need to add some light to the environment. So we got the light, we got the muzzle flash, we got the light coming out of the muzzle. Now we need light in the surrounding environment because when you shoot a gun, the light, of course, affects the environment that you're in. So if you click on the Fix Enhance caret here, you can see that I made some adjustments to the lighting adjustment, the extreme backlight. So for each time I shot the gun, I made some adjustments. So I stepped forward to the frame right before the muzzle flash goes off. Here's the one with the muzzle flash. So I'm going to step back 2 frames from there. And I'm going to make sure that the extreme backlight is not checked and the degree is 0. Then I'm going to step forward to where the muzzle flash occurs, and I would click add a keyframe here, add a keyframe here, and then I check the extreme backlight button, and I move the degree up to, should be at 50, but you know, move that up to 50. Now what that does, it adds backlight to it, so you can see a lot of light here on the environment coming in from the side and from where the couch is. You see that now it looks like it's affecting things around it. Now we want to step forward till the muzzle flash is off of the screen. And now we want to uncheck extreme backlight. Well, first of all, we want to add the keyframes, both of them. And then we uncheck extreme backlight and we move the degree down to 0. And of course, if you got more muzzle flash and things going off, you do that some more. All right, now the last thing for the environment is we actually added some brightness to the whole scene. So we scroll down to color adjustment, and then on the first keyframe, which I'm on right now, right before the muzzle flash happens, you want to make sure that your brightness is at 0. You can step forward until the muzzle flash goes off, add a new keyframe, and I move my brightness up to 39. You can choose whatever number you want. Then I step forward until the muzzle flash was off the screen. I added another keyframe, and I move my brightness back down to 0. And that's that, Chief. We'll go ahead and close out of here. Now, if you want to know a little bit about good old bullet hits and stuff, they're pretty easy to do. Bullet hit, it's basically just a picture of a bullet hit, and then there's a debris video. All you got to do is just put those wherever you want them. You know, if you look at this, just size it down. Once you bring it into the timeline, you just put your cursor where it turns into 2 arrows that are diagonal, and you size it down to the size you want. Same thing with the debris hit. I just kind of moved this over to where it could go. You can see there's still, now I didn't have to make it smaller. I just moved it right on top of the hole. Make sure you put it on the track below the wall hit, all right, so that it shows on top of it. Did the same exact thing for the hole in the head and the blood. All you really do is just do the same thing. Bring your picture of your hole that's going to be over your face. Size it down like I did. Bring it where it needs to go. And bring your blood in as well. Size it up, bring it where it needs to go. Now the big thing about the blood and the wound is that you got to keyframe these bad boys out. So if I click on keyframe on this, because I already keyframed it, so it'll be in there. Matter of fact, let's just click on modify, since this is where you'd have to do it. You click on modify, and then for the flesh wound, you just scroll down and you go to the motion area, and then you just activate your keyframes by clicking on the add remove, and then you just step through, and for each frame you're going to move the little wound on top of the same position of the talent's face where the bullet hit him. That way it stays like it's supposed to stay the whole time. Then you click save and you get the heck out of there. You do the same thing for the blood. You got to make sure that the blood follows the head as well. Even though it's a blood splatter, you're going to have to do the same thing for the blood. And then guess what, buddy? You're done. That's it. Finito. There's a thumb, the one that's pointed in the upward direction. Click it, like it, live it, love it, hug it. Comments, leave them, all right? Let me know if you like this video. Let me know what you think I could have done differently. Let me know how you would have done it. Point me to another way of doing it, whatever you want to do, okay? If you need help, leave me a comment for that too. If I can't help you, I'll point you in the right direction, get you the help you need. And last, but definitely not least, don't you ever forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.